Okay.
Because that one seemed to work with the. Or do you want me to try the Chrome? What do you prefer? What do you think?
Oh, I think maybe try it. It doesn't matter. It's all good. Whatever you think.
It's all good now.
I'll do it with Chrome. I think Chrome's quite efficient. Mozilla is very efficient as well. They're both good browsers. I like to move away from Chrome because I don't like to be completely dependent on Chrome because it's Google owned. And they've got their own agendas.
Oh, for sure. Everyone has an agenda.
Yeah. And you can just share your browser as well.
Oh,
You know what it's like.
I'll just go back and share first.
Is this a different computer?
No, it's the same one.
All
right. Yeah, but I'm going to fix that network card problem. That's going to be my first. I'm going to get it onto cable straight away. I'm going to run a few lines out here, actually. I only just got this new setup, so off the ADSL. Okay, so
okay, I can see your screen.
You can see my screen.
Now let's go. Yeah, let's log into UID and get to the mapping software.
Log in, sign in. Oh, it's let me straight in. We go straight into new map. I'm going to bring up Word. And I think we call Brainstorm.
Call it Brainstorm -networking and local community. I can type it in for your copy if you want.
I've got it. I'm using Word. I'm just pasting it across.
Yep.
Oh, I got it right first go. Okay. There we go. Paste. Create.
Brilliant. All right, yeah, just double click to paste it in there as well on the words. Yeah, double click there on the start, yep. And Control V to paste. All right, so now, brilliant, now we're at the start of it. So this is good because it's going to open up other people's minds when they watch this. So Brainstorm, networking and local community. So basically, what I've done in Woolloongabba in the area I am, I've sort of gone and networked with all the local places. So there's going to be businesses. So you can grab that green dot and drag it out to one of the sides and just type in businesses or local businesses. And basically we're trying to work out all the different sort of points or areas we can touch on. So to edit the new idea words, just double click on new idea. Local businesses, beautiful. What other things? So there's going to be websites local networking websites. So just drag out another green dot from the middle. Tools. So we can use. Let's put websites under tools we can use. So put another little one there and call it tools. So and then drag out from tools another node and call it websites. And in Australia, we've got a local networking website called Nabo, nabo.com.au. .com.au. And Nabo is a local social network. It's like a news feed for each postcode. nabo.com.au, so no U. Beautiful. And we've also got Facebook we can use. So just drag out Facebook.
From here?
No, not from there, on the website. That's another tool.
Oh yes, of course.
Another website tool. Facebook.com, and under Facebook, it's not actually Facebook that we're using. We're going to search the suburb that we're in. So just another one under that, and search suburb. Brilliant. So are you on Facebook?
Yes, I am.
All right, yeah. So if you go to Facebook now, we'll just do a demonstration of that search, and we can link up with all the. And let's say, what suburb are you in?
Penner Hills.
Yeah, just type that up there. And what we're looking for is groups. So click on more up the top, and groups. So we've got a couple of groups here. And what we can do to network in the local communities, we can join all those groups.
Okay.
So I'm just showing you as an example. So that's a way you can get involved with, and a lot of people there is, that's how you can integrate with a lot of the local community quite easily. So how many groups do you think are there? There's probably...
it's probably 50, 100.
Yeah.
Quite a few.
Yeah, okay. So go back over to your map. So suburb search, search suburb, and then under search suburb, you just put in join groups. Brilliant. Okay, so what else have we got? What else can we do? So local businesses, what can we put under there? Not sure. We'll come back to that. What about, let's bring out another branch on the left-hand side of this, and local notice boards. And I mean, can you think of any of the local notice boards in your area?
Not offhand. I'm sure there's, in coffee shops and things, they have notice boards.
That's all right. Let's let the brain tick over. Let's come back to it.
Yeah.
The next place is NABO. So on nabo.com.au, at the moment, you can apply to be the local lead, and that gives you a lot of credibility. So I'm the local lead in Woolloongabba. So just type in there, apply to be local lead. And let's go over to nabo.com.au now.
Oh, the
website, and I'll show you. We can apply to do that now. Show you how to do that. So NABO is basically a social network just for each local area. Have you joined up yet?
No.
What we'll do is, let's say I'll just play the video. I'll grab the video now. See that NABO video there? I'll grab it, and we'll play it on this Hangout so people know what NABO is all about.
Okay.
And also for you as well. So just 2 seconds. I'm just going to get that video, because we can also, with Google Hangout, we can actually play videos through the Hangout. So this will be pretty cool.
I'm still getting the hang of the Hangout.
No worries.
Is that the video down the bottom here that
Okay. Just press on the YouTube button on the Hangout. Let me know once you've done that.
YouTube down the bottom here. Yes, I can do that. I've hit it.
No, not there. On your Hangout window, there's a YouTube button on the left-hand side. Or maybe you might need to press on. Yeah, there it is. Press on that. Brilliant. And so you've pressed on it. No, yeah, see the YouTube button right beside it there, Andrew? Yep, beautiful. Just click on that. Oh, okay. So yeah, just choose your account that you're using.
Well, I can just use
Any.
it's got
Yeah,
nothing.
you're just going to be watching a YouTube video. You're just linking your account with your the Hangout.
Oh, okay.
Just press OK. Okay, the cool thing is we can watch the video together. So I'm going to press play on this video, and this is the Nabo video that explains what Nabo is.
Okay.
And if you want to talk during the video, you just hold that push to talk button at the same time. All right, so we know what Nabo is about now.
Sure
so
do.
let's cross over back to nabo.com.au, and let's just create an account, and then I'll help you apply to be a local lead.
Sign up.
Yeah, just put your email address. Oh yeah, suburb.
I need to make a password, hey?
Yep.
Well, I haven't read the terms, but I'm sure they're cool.
Put it in Google or Facebook.
Do you have an invitation? No, I don't have an invitation code. I don't need that, do I?
Nah, that's fine.
Email them, click here. Give your email to proceed. Okay, let's go and check that. Just waiting for it to come in.
Yep.
So I'll just confirm that account, I guess.
Yep. And then once you're logged in, I'll just show you how to get access to being a local lead, and then we'll move on to the next step. Because what it does, being a local lead, is that when you're talking to people in your area, you can just say I'm a local lead on nabo.com, and then they're like, oh, interesting for this area. And it's just a good opportunity, basically.
Cool. I'm just waiting for that to come in. I'm just writing a couple of things down.
Yep.
got that. What's going on with this email? Yes, just I'll let you know when I've done that. It's just taken a little while to come in. Might be faster on my phone. I'll check my phone. Usually is. It comes in my phone before it comes in on my PC. There it is. It's in on my phone. It's come in on my phone first.
Yep.
I'll just I'm just going to brighten that up. Okay, I've been successfully verified. So enter your home address. I'll just do that.
Yeah, I think you can verify it's a couple of different ways, but they just verify for your internet connection, I think. And then you can apply to be a local lead, and that's just a good leader. Meet a lot of people.
Okay. Share my street number with neighbours. Okay, next. Introduce yourself to suburb. Select profile picture. I don't know if I've got one on here. Could I come back to this?
Yeah, I think so. I'll just show you how to. Yeah, you can. I'll just show you how to apply to be the local lead. Just log in. Yeah, just go to neighbour.com and log in on the screen that you're sharing. I think if you just go to neighbour.com, it will get you into the.
Yeah, because I'm looking at my phone and.
Brilliant.
Do that later.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, there is a button in there on the left-hand side where you can apply to be local lead. In fact, I'll just share my screen for 2 seconds and show you where it is.
Oh, okay.
So you can see. So I'm just sharing my screen now. If you click on the bottom, you should be able to see my screen. Okay, so on the left-hand side here.
I can't see. I'm back at the Google Plus screen.
Oh yeah, so on the Google Plus screen, you can choose what screen you want to click on to view. So if you click on my screen on the bottom right-hand side, you should see my screen now.
Yeah.
So on the left-hand side, down here, you can press on Become Suburb Lead.
Oh, okay.
You click on that button, and it brings you to how to apply. So then you just contact them. It's just saying Becoming Neighbour Lead is entirely voluntary. What you need to do is nominate yourself, and then they just approve you once you've done your profile.
Become Neighbour Lead. Okay.
So I'm just going to stop sharing my screen, and we'll go back to your screen. And let's go back over to the map.
Oh, what's going on there?
Just click on the map on the top tab. Brilliant.
What's going on here?
Okay, so what do we got? Strategies. So tools, websites, neighbour.com.au, apply to be a local lead. So another website to use is housenet.com.au, or maybe it's just housenet.com. Let's go and check it out now. Housenet.com. I think it's just housenet.com. And let's go to housenet.com now in another tab, and I'll just give you a debrief on that. Okay, so yeah, so it's housenet.com.au. What I will do is play a video on it as well. Now, HouseNet's good because it focuses more on news.
Okay.
I'll just go, if you go to your YouTube on Google Hangout, I'll just play an introduction to HouseNet. We'll watch that together.
Where's the YouTube gone?
On the left-hand side.
Can you see my screen at the moment?
Yeah, I can. Yeah, just on the left-hand side, the YouTube button. Brilliant. Just click that, and I am just putting the video in there now. So there you go.
Awesome.
Yeah, all these technologies they're all there, and we're just starting to use them more. So yeah, you can create an account there as well, and but we won't do that now. That's just another tool. So just go back over to your map now. Okay, so what else have we got here? So local notice boards, local businesses. So what we're doing this for, we're doing this in preparation for launching the local app. So we'll just drag another node out, and just to put a reminder for ourselves, we're doing this in preparation for local app. And eventually we can then launch a currency system through the whole thing. So you can just put a little another node under there saying, eventually we can launch something like community exchange system, which is a system that's been going for about 30 years. Just go to communityexchangesystem.com. Or maybe it's .org, I'll just get a link. Oh yeah, it's actually community exchange system.net.au. I'll just put the link on the right hand side in the Google Hangout tab. Just on the top left hand side, you've got a blue button. Yeah, click on that. And there it is. On the right hand side, you've got a chat.
There?
Yep, that's it.
Hit that?
Yeah, just click on it. So this is a system that's been going for about 30 years. And it allows, so once HouseNet and Neighbour get bigger and bigger, these are like sort of like energy tracking systems. So say for instance, someone in the local community goes and does ironing for somebody else, you know, then it can be tracked on a website. And they've been using, this is the conference that I was at on the weekend. So this is another system that's going to be, well, it's been around for a long time. But this was created by Tim Jenkin, and Tim Jenkin was, yeah, he's pretty famous. So he came across the LET system, which is a sort of local, LET stands for Local Energy Trading System, and this is the software package that tracks it so that it's possible.
Okay.
But yeah, so they've just been given, I think, $250,000 from the New South Wales government to further develop their system into an app. And so they're there's a, I think they're spending about, it'll probably take them about, we can use it now. I use it as well at the moment. But they will take probably maybe a couple of months until they launch a new version of it as well, which is cool. But yeah, the New South Wales government is launching it in 70 neighbourhoods, 70 areas in New South Wales over the next year.
Oh, okay. As to track and implement and see how to tweak it, etc. See how it.
Yeah. They're actually, there's another under here. This actually, Community Exchange System Australia has a. They have a lot of different systems underneath it, so that they support the LET system, and then they support time banking as well, which is another thing. But it basically means that someone can work for a day, you know, in their local community, and that will be enough energy for them to have food on their table and also be able to, you know, have rent paid for as well. So I think the governments are sort of starting to look at these systems more because we can't afford these welfare states anymore, and this can also support that you know, those sort of alternatives. You know, basically where the government wouldn't have to do welfare anymore, but people could do these sorts of systems, and it allows people to earn money without, like, you know, basically look after themselves by providing value in their local community without burdening the government financially. And it also, say again?
Sounds great.
Yeah, it's what governments are going to have to move over to as they go further and further in debt, really. And yeah, but it's also, you know, there's lots of studies. I mean, it's been going for a long time. There's lots of studies now where it's actually better for the, you know, people on a dole or whatever. It's better for their health and, you know, that positive, giving a positive feedback instead of just receiving money and not, you know, feeling isolated and not really connected with anything. They're called collaborative currencies or collaborative systems, and it allows them to go and help out, but also get that positive reinforcement back that they actually can make a difference, because a lot of them just don't, you know, they lack the confidence or they've lacked something and they haven't got the right. So they're designed in a way so that it, you know, they're called collaborative currencies, so it allows people to collaborate and spend energy in a more effective way. So yeah, I mean, that's, you know, it was set up as an experiment 30 years ago, and it's just done really well. And so this is just the software that manages it all. So yeah, so Go back over to Brainstorm now. Okay, what else we got here? So we've got the tools. Just answer this.
No props.
Hey, Graham. Yeah, good, mate. I'm just in a meeting, but can we talk in an hour, exactly an hour? Yeah, but you got the email, didn't you? Yeah, so you can see where we're at, what we're doing. Yeah, brilliant. Yeah. I thought we were holding off sending it to you until we could get it a little bit better. But yeah, it's better to bounce the ideas anyway. I'm just on a live call. All right, speak to you soon. Thanks, mate. Bye-bye. Okay. So local notice boards in preparation. So now there's also, so local businesses, the way we can integrate with local businesses is each suburb normally has a business networking group.
Yep.
And if there's not one, then we can set one up.
All the opportunities left open, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sounds great.
So let's just have a look on Google to see if there's one for your local area. So just type in your suburb in Google and type in association. Like in West End, we have the West End Business Association. In Woolloongabba, we have the Woolloongabba Business Association. So maybe Pleasant Hills Business Networking Group, maybe, or so there's the referral group. Is that the same Pleasant Hill? Pennant Hill. Is that the same Pennant Hill? That top one? Not that top one. Sorry, the fourth one down. Those around.
Yeah, that one there.
Yeah, click on that. Let's have a look at that.
It's gonna just gonna save some of these links.
Yeah, you can put that. You can actually put that in your map.
Where am I? Brainstorm.
Won't be in there. Just put it under local businesses.
Oh, whoops. Okay.
It's a website, so you can just delete those. So you just got to click away first, and now and then press delete again. When it's red, that means when it's highlighted. Okay, so yeah, you can put the link in there if you want. All right, and there's also another website we can use, meetup.com. So just on the website, put in meetup.com. And if you just go search for search suburb again in meetup.com.
Oops, what's going on here?
Is it loaded? It's not loading, is it?
Yeah.
All right, so there's nothing there.
Nothing there.
All right, so I mean that's a great place to put something. So you can start a meetup there as well.
Okay.
So just put that in the map.
Yeah. We're here.
So you just grab a green, draw another node out and just say search suburb or start meetup. Yeah, or I mean, in all the suburbs there is a meetup there as well, so it just hasn't happened there yet. Now the other thing is, now draw another node out from the middle, and call it a conversation with a local, politician or local member. And the conversation that you're asking them is, what are the local groups? Local, you could call them activist groups or local, meetings. And then they'll be able to send you a list of all the different meetings that happen. Well, not all of them, but they'll have a good idea. Okay. And the good thing that we've done the map now, like, you don't really have to go and actively do this. It's just going to all happen naturally, because you'll find it's a more empowering way of integrating or just, living.
Yeah, well, I haven't been involved with this level or this kind of thing myself before, so it's all relatively new to me.
Yeah, things will just start happening. It's quite interesting the way it all works. Because you're physically there anyway, and then you'll have conversations, and then you start talking about all these things to different people as the interest comes up, and everything just starts clicking.
Yeah, I'm sure. Just get a few people interested, and
it's interesting because we're recording this as well, and then when you talk to people, you can actually send them this meeting link, and you can teach them how to play it on double time so that they can play it faster, and that will help them, see the bigger picture of their neighborhood, and then also empower you to get ready to launch the app once that happens. So now let's do it in preparation for local app, and then another branch we'll put out there is in preparation for participatory democracy.
Sorry, in preparation of
participatory democracy, but let's make in preparation of one node and then draw out the local app and participatory democracy under both of those. Yeah. Participatory democracy. I don't know how to spell that.
Yeah. Just using the old word again on the side.
Yep.
I'm cheating.
Google's really good as well.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll just put it. All right, I'll just put it.
Yeah,
you got it. All right, now drag that out so it just looks a bit clearer. No, not there. Yeah, there. And then also, so now what you can do is see that in preparation of local app, you can click on that selector. No, not there. In preparation of local app. See how it says it up on the other tab, the other node that you've got up on the top.
Yeah.
Just click on that. Local app, not there. Like the local app node.
Local app. Where am I looking? There we up here. Yes.
Yep. Yeah. Click on that, and you can press Control X to copy it, to cut it. And now you can press on in preparation of that and highlight that node. And no, not double click, just one click. Yep. Now press Control V to paste. Okay. Now you can drag that node over to the left-hand side. No. See the node at the top. Drag it over. Not the green box, the actual whole node. Yep. Drag that over to the left. Keep dragging it over. What you can also do is you can, yeah, there you go. You got it. Okay. So now you can just bring participatory democracy more up and to the left, that node, just make it a bit more prettier, and bring the other one down a little bit so they're quite, yeah, just so it just looks a bit neater, easier for the eyes to see. Brilliant. And you can get rid of, you can drag, see eventually launch exchange system. So you can drag that over to the left as well.
Launch exchange system, where have we got that?
On the left, under in preparation of local app.
Oh, here you're talking about?
See up the top node.
Here?
Yeah, just drag that over to the left as well. Keep going. There you go. Keep going further. Brilliant. Okay, now in preparation of, you can click on that node and let's make that bigger. You can remove that in preparation for, you can just say local app. Just get rid of. Brilliant. Now highlight in preparation of. I'll grab that box. Okay, now just click on new font. Oh, sorry, font style at the top right-hand side, that green button. And we can just make it bigger. Brilliant. And you can bold it as well. All right, cool. Now what's next? What's the next thing? So we've got that. So now did you watch those videos on how to, making flyers and stuff like that?
No, I did. No, I haven't seen that yet.
All right, but do you know how to do it?
How to make flyers?
Did you work out how to download those pieces of software?
Oh no! What happened was I was able to do the download. I could show you, yeah, if you wanted me to, but I think I sent you a little video. I was able to download them, but I was unable to open them.
Unable to open them.
Would you like to show you in between this, or?
We'll come back to that. Well, let's come back to that. So what else? So basically, we want to get to the point where you're empowered to do some little local marketing with a little flyer or something as well. Because I'm building, so in preparation for the app, so what I'm building is some business proposal documents. So then we're going to make a list of the local businesses we're going to approach. So just under local businesses, let's just make a list. So just then bring another node out from local businesses and just call it list. All right, and do you use Google Docs?
I just started looking at it recently. I think you can store your documents online.
Yep. Yeah.
To share them. Is that right?
Yep.
Yeah. I've had a little bit of a play with it. It was, yeah. I need to get the hang of that. For some reason, it was giving me a little bit of grief at the time.
That's all right.
But I do have some stuff up there. I've started trying with it.
So what we want to do is we're going to get sponsors on board, and it's really easy to get them on board when you've got a nice, and then that's also going to be your source of income to pay for this, and to have you be able to live a stress-free life without having to worry about finances ever again. And you're kind of going to be the center node of this process. So what we want to do is we want to drag out from the middle, and just call it sponsors. And this is going to be the one that, and just make that bigger and bold. I mean, and you'll be able to get like, even Woolworths and stuff like that. They've got plenty of money to do this stuff.
Yeah, I was wondering how that came about, but I'm sort of happy to sit back and see how this all comes together. Yeah.
Okay, just make that bold as well, sponsors.
Okay, that's a bold.
Well, just make it one size smaller so that S is not. Brilliant. Okay, so what you can do is local businesses, just select that. Not there, just to select the actual box, the node, and Control X to cut it, and just put it under sponsors, because that's going to be your source of income.
Just Control V after that?
Yep. And drag that down a little bit, or whatever. Just zoom in a little bit, because it's a bit hard to see on the screen like that. Yep, that's all right. So just drag list over to the other side as well, just to pretty it up a bit.
Over to the left?
To the right.
To the right.
More to the right. To the right of local businesses. Keep dragging it over. And you can drag sponsors down more into that gap. Brilliant. Just so it feels good on the eyes.
Oh yeah, no. Oops, sorry. I agree.
Because this is what we're building as your like command module for managing all this. So eventually, I mean, we can have somebody else. You can hand this over to somebody else, and they could be running it. So now the next part is a local community house, and if there's not one, then we can look at ways eventually to have that set up as well. Because you can set up entire computer rooms for like $1,000, and this will be like the intelligence hub of the area, which is what we're doing in Annerley and Wollongabba and West End.
Okay. When you say computer center, can you elaborate on?
Just a computer room, a room with a bunch of computers in there. And then as people, we're going to start bringing out marketing, and I'll just be giving you all the templates, because at the moment the marketing is, are you depressed? Go to the doctor, get a pill, or, go and see a doctor. But we can change the marketing in the local area saying, are you depressed? Link up with your local community, see how you fit in.
Oh, for sure. I'm sure. Look, there's heaps.
And that's going to be your recruitment process.
Oh, okay. It's interesting.
Yeah, so we've got computer classes. So I recorded a computer class up in Cairns that we can put into a course, and that will introduce them to computers. And you'll find, you put 10 people through a class, and then they'll see how they fit into all of this. And they'll see, this video, and they'll catch up with everything, and then they'll see the vision and see what's going on as well.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it certainly makes it clear with this mapping style.
So under local businesses,
yep.
Just bring out another node there and just fix up so that those lines are not overlapping. Yep, okay, and you want to put in there the strategy for bringing local businesses on board.
Up here?
So just start. Oh no, don't go on the left-hand side. Go to the right-hand side. Keep it easy for the brain. A strategy for bringing local businesses on board. And I'll just tell you the strategy now. Or strategy for recruiting sponsors. For some reason it's not typing.
Oh, no.
Oh, you're typing.
I'm cheating.
No worries. No worries.
I just find it so much easier to do that.
Yep, strategy. So what we're doing is we're going to be sending them the proposal documents, which is what I'm building or tweaking after doing all of this, going through this process myself. So just a new node under there. So we're going to be, one is going to be making a list, which is that's where we're going to put the list under there. And then the number two is sending proposal documents. And yeah, what we want to do is get 2 or 3 businesses on board, paying, $500 to $1,000 each.
Okay.
And that will be easy once, we say, for instance, it's just a numbers game. We make a list of 100 businesses and we just send the documents via email to all those businesses all at once on BCC, blind carbon copy. So they think it's an individual.
Oh, no, I haven't used it actually, but I can learn how to do that.
Yep. And that's just pressing the send button once and then seeing which businesses come back at you. And then having a conversation and bringing them on board.
Fantastic. Just noted that down as well. Things to learn. Okay.
Okay. So now draw another app out from there. I mean, another. No, not from there. Some from the middle. And we're just going to call this community centers or community center. Do you know if there's one in your area? It could be at the hall. It could be.
I do. I've got one in my street, just down about 100 yards down the street on the left-hand side.
All right, brilliant. Because they're moving forward. Like, I mean, in Mullaney, where they've got like community centres and they're setting them up with computers and stuff. So, and in Annalee, where I'm living, they're setting, they're spending $10,000 on computers right now. So it's well, I think they've got funding now to do it. And what the way they got that money, I think that they have won the NABO sponsorship grant, but you don't need a lot of money to have computers. Like, I think it's, for a good computer, it's $150, roughly. And, once then we can bring out some. So all we're going to be doing is using the proposal documents, and we're doing the flyers for putting in the local on the local notice boards, and we'll be putting the flyers in NABO and HouseNet and Facebook. And it's really easy to advertise and get people along to start using these computers and doing some computer classes. And then I've already done computer classes, and I'll record more, and then it's easy to plug them in and see which ones are interested. So say, for instance, 20 people come along the community center and there's a few computers there, or we'll get to that point once, we'll be able to get the businesses to sponsor the computers. That's easy. Or we can just put in I'm sure on the Facebook, I'm sure basically once you integrate with the community center, there'll be a way that people have secondhand computers or something, and we can set up a computer room with 5 computers there. Worst comes to worst, we can send you some computers. It's going to be easy, that part. So really, we just need. So the other place is the library. Is there a library in your area?
Yes, we do. We've got one just down the road too.
All right, good. So you could have the meetings, the computer classes at the library as well. But this will all be proposed in the actual proposal document, saying all this, so that the businesses know what they're sponsoring.
Yeah, it'll be clear.
It'll be very clear. And this is basically you're creating your completely own job role, and we're also systemizing it so that even if you want to go traveling or something, you'll have someone trained up to be able to take over this role, and you can organize the finances and that as that comes through. So the next part is,
okay.
Have you got a video camera?
Yes, I do. That was one of my next courses I was booking in on. I just bought one recently.
All right, cool. Because I'll just show you what we've done for the West End community, so you can see. Because eventually you'll be able to empower a kid to be able to. I'm building the system on how they do this, but I'll just go to YouTube, and I'll just play another video so you can see what we've done in West End.
Okay.
What shall I do? How do I get to it? I'll have to go to videos.
I have to go back to your screen as well, don't I?
It's going long day today.
Just go to the YouTube tab on Google Hangout. And I just need to get the link. There's been a lot that's gone into all of this.
I can see. I can see. I'd be interested to see how long you've been on this trail for. How long you've been working this for? Must be some time.
Yeah. Okay, where is this? So what we're preparing for is the Connecting Communities project. So I think we'll.
I usually sleep fine, but every once in a while I'll wake up.
Okay, I'm just playing a video in a second.
So it's really the
Okay, so you can see the video?
Good and bad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
perfect. So this is just a draft of the series that we're releasing in West End. And we're building this as a template so that every community will be able to build their own show and use a similar intro as well. So that every community's got so this is episode 1, and each week there'll be episode 2, episode 3, episode 4. And this is another thing that the proposal documents will have in there, so that the businesses are supporting their local TV show, basically. And each episode is a 3-minute episode that focuses on a different question each week. I mean, so we can do this each week or bi-weekly. It depends, how much funds come on board, how much. But basically, it's also a way that sponsors can get, local businesses can get their message out there as well. So you just imagine a local business with their local, the community with their local app, and then also through that app gets fed the local TV show, and everyone's on smartphones these days, so they'll just get a little instant message to their phone saying a new show the next episode has been released, and then everyone wants to fill in all the gaps and watch each episode. And so we'll play it now. But this one's just a bit long. I just put a lot more in there, but normally they'll be about 3 minutes.
Okay.
All right, so you've got the picture there a bit more.
I certainly do.
Yeah, I thought there was actually some credits that come up there, but it's not in this version of it. But yeah, so basically we're building a following, and this is also going to be the platform for launching crowdsourcing campaigns as well. So just cross over back over to your map again.
Excuse me.
And there's going to be these roles. So there's going to be eventually, so as the recruitment happens through the local community center, there's going to be people who just start fitting into these roles. They're just going to start gravitating. So they're going to see this video as well and see the vision and see what's happening. So you're going to be able to get them up to speed. We'll turn this video into a little course and I'll put it on the blog as well. And then they'll just get completely up to speed of everything, and then they'll see how they fit into the whole process. And basically you're building a little business. And then we can use this as a template again to further improve and show how the communities can do the same thing. And eventually these will be like the education centers of the future and how it all sort of works.
Yeah, I can see that.
I think we've had because the people who are going to watch this as well, they've had a big dose of information. So we'll stop it there and just start letting the brain tick over about it all. And I'll get this into a video, and also I'll blank out the part where you go into your passwords document. And then you can. This is your information that you can use to share with other people, and then they'll just in the local community area they'll be blown away about what's possible and what's happening.
Yeah, I'm really really glad I got on this call with you today because it's given me a lot to think about moving forward.
There's more. I don't want to load it up too much just yet.
Yeah, no, well, fortunately, I've got a little bit of time on my side at the moment. So it's good timing, perfect timing.
Cool. So where I'm going to work is over the next 2 weeks, I'll have these proposal documents done. So that then you can just start pinpointing different businesses. Look at the businesses that are financially healthy, and there might not be a lot of them, there might be some of them. Basically, you really, last resorters will start using, Coles and Woolworths and things like that, which they will put money in because they're good people, just stuck in an industrial style system, that's all. And yeah, so there's plenty of money to sponsor the whole process, and there's more than enough value that they'll be getting out of it, because you can see how we can put their, they will easily spend, one of them will easily spend $2,000 a month just to have, their branding on that video that we just did then.
Yeah, well, if you grow enough interest and there's enough people watching it and sharing it, absolutely, definitely.
So there's going to be one other thing here. In the community centers, there's going to actually be new roles that start popping up. So we'll put in those roles now. So just drag out from community center roles. And so one of those roles will be someone going and, recording the episodes each week.
So put some of them
out to the right, I think. So I've been for the last year, I've been calling them community intelligence officers, but it's kind of information gathering because they go around and ask the questions. And for me to do that one, it takes about if someone's getting paid $20 per hour to do the whole thing, to be able to pull off that episode, I've got all the training for people to do it, to do those.
Yeah, that was one of my questions, but you're putting it together anyway. So I was thinking of when I was watching that video, I was thinking how are you getting these people engaged, and what sort of question, the type of questions you would be asking.
Yeah, well, that's stuff we can, we'll do a list of questions. The first question I asked on the first episode is, what is one thing you like about West End? And then eventually, maybe on episode 13 or 24 or whatever it may be, there'll be, people, because everyone will be watching these and they're starting to learn more about their community. Another place to go is community gardens. just drag that out from the center as well. If there are any. Because I will be interested in this stuff.
Yeah.
So let's just brainstorm a little bit more about the roles. So there's going to be basically community related questions. It's not really that. The role is actually, basically creating the episodes each week. Other roles would be CES admin. So CES is a community exchange system. CES admin. So you can research all this stuff more.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And that's been going for a long time. A very proven system. So that will be another role. Other roles will be computer classes. And as this starts self-perpetuating itself, we can more local businesses will pay more money. There'll be more funding that comes in just from the local advertising, because this is the best way for a business to advertise, local business to advertise and become that center point for their community. There's going to be more roles as they pop up. Eventually. This is tying into another whole thing, which is the People's Intelligence Network, which is basically a community. I'll just put another role in there, which will be running the community blog. And a lot of these you can see are actually like computer-related intelligence. So the People's Intelligence Network is actually a blog set up for each community around the world. And I might talk about it actually. I'll just share my screen.
Yep.
Okay, I'm just going to share my screen. I'll just be back in 1 second.
No worries.
You can start to see a little bit there. Okay, you there?
Yep.
All right, so I'll just read through this. So we're preparing, the actual app is preparing for this launch, which is, just wait for my computer to load. My computer's running really slow. Okay, so the People's Intelligence Network is a network of independently owned blogs around the globe. Each blog geographically represents a postcode or zip code and the people living in that area. People living in that postcode and upload information to the blog that represents that area and report to the world what is going on. or use it as local news resource. So, trust, truth, trust, transparency, integrity. So sites like HouseNet and Neighbour are good for feeding into this intelligence gathering hub as well. And this is eventually what the app will look like as well. So people will upload 30-second clips. New urban farms set up to support half of our community's needs and greens. There'll be polls that people can do through the app. Information processing, support your local community, donate, local community jobs. So you'll be running this whole show, these things, eventually as we do the programming to put all this in there. Local markets, local businesses. I'll just go through the phases. PIN phases and timeline. This is the timeline of how we expect the People's Intelligence Network to roll out. So phase 1. So by the way, I was building, going through all this. We got consulted by Robert Steele, who is the #1 book reviewer for non-fiction, for 98 categories on the non-fiction books on Amazon. I think I told you that. And he also used to be a CIA intelligence officer. And I think he also funded he co-founded the Marine Corps Intelligence Agency for the CIA. So he's all about intelligence, and so that's where we got this whole consulting on that side of things and how that all works. But he's also the author of a number of different open source books, and he runs a blog called PhiBeta. He was just reported on Art Russia Today and also The Guardian. In fact, I'll just go through that. Yeah, so this is what we're participating in. Open source revolution is coming, and it will conquer the 1% ex-CIA spy. So you can read a bit more about him there. But yeah, a lot of this brains and all this sort of stuff has come from his last 20 years of work, and hybrid governance, and these are the future of it. He's already done all the planning, and we're just going through and part of his plan, really.
Yeah. And how did you get in contact with him?
I read his book called Open Source Everything.
Okay.
That's here, Open Source Everything Manifesto, Transparency, Truth, and Trust. And he basically came to the conclusion that, the way the governments, they get intelligence at the moment, they have to go and hire people, and it's a very expensive process, and it also costs the taxpayer a lot of money. And on his blog called PhiBeta, this is his blog here. There we go. His main message.
I'm not on your screen. Is there something you want to show me?
Oh yeah, sorry, I'm not showing it. You can see my screen now.
Yes, I'll click over. Yes, now I can see.
So there's the Guardian article. The open source revolution is coming, and it will conquer the 1% ex-CIA spy. So his message is going pretty mainstream now. And he's got a blog here called Public Intelligence Blog. And basically after his, many years of working for the CIA, he realized it's just a very expensive process for governments to privately get intelligence and then make decisions for humanity. And it was just a very ineffective process. So I think his story is that he started, focusing on better ways that, communities and we can gather intelligence to make informed, so groups of people can make informed decisions. So it's very much about information processing and information gathering and how it all works. And yeah, he's got some pretty amazing, been doing this for many years, and he's highly well and truly qualified to do all this stuff. But his main message, I think, is the truth at any cost lowers all other costs. And that's the thing. So that once, as people, we've got a lot of people on welfare, people just dropping out of society and not really sure where to go, and they're looking for systems and ways, and we're pioneering a system as we speak. And basically these intelligence hubs, so if we go back over to People's Intelligence Network, so phase 1 is, so once we haven't started these phases yet, but this is stuff that's all in the works as we're preparing for all of this. Phase 1 is perfecting the template, so building the functional template. The template at first will mainly report on the news in that area. This allows for increased open source information gathering in an attempt to bring together NGOs and charities. They will be listed on each WordPress template along with all the open source technology that's required for the community to be 100% self-sustainable. Important open source technology that will be listed on every template. Global Village Construction Set. So that's another whole, I might play a little bit of that now. In fact, I'll get my links. So another project that I'm part of is this Global Village Construction Set stuff. And this allows us to build buildings really cheaply. Okay, I can't share this on YouTube. I'll play it here anyway. Just tell me if you can hear it clearly.
Open Source Ecology is a network of farmers, engineers, and supporters that for the last 2 years have been building the Global Village Construction Set, a set of the 40 different machines that it takes to create a small civilization with modern-day comforts. The Global Village Construction Set is like a life-size Lego set in which motors, parts, and power units can interchange. Thus far, we have prototyped 8 of the 40 machines and have published all of the 3D designs, schematics, instructional videos, and budgets on our wiki. The cost of making or buying our machines are, on average, 8 times cheaper than buying from an industrial manufacturer. The compressed earth brick press is our first product release and is the world's first high-performance open-source model. This machine allows one operator to load raw dirt right from the building site. The MicroTrack walk-behind tractor is a perfect solution for small-scale agricultural uses or where land features require a more flexible tool than a full-size tractor. The front mount allows attachments for tilling, mowing, and chipping. The LifeTrack multi-purpose tractor is the backbone of the Global Village Construction Set. The LifeTrack combines the power of a skid loader with the functionality of an agricultural or construction tractor. This year, we also completed prototypes for our drill press, self-replicating torch table, string trimmer, and soil pulverizer. As you can see, we've got a lot more to do.
So that's actually a video as of 2010. So that was 5 years ago. So they're well and truly highly developed now.
Yeah, they look developed then.
Yeah, well, they're a lot more processed than that. They just haven't updated that video. But that video kind of gives more of a. In fact, I'll just share one other video which gives a bit more of their vision. The philosophy.
Tangible problems. I always felt from as long as I can remember about the power of science, that it could be used to solve pressing issues or solve problems. When I studied chemistry at Princeton, it was so theoretical, unapplied, and I thought, oh, okay, well, maybe if I go into physics, it will get better. So I did, and was grossly disappointed when we were studying wave propagation, and I couldn't understand this one problem, this one equation. So I went to the professor and said, well, what's this about? Like, where does this exist? And he said, well, oh, it actually doesn't exist. I just made it up. So it's like, oh, okay, well, so that's what we do here. And that was one of those turning points where I said, wow, what am I doing here? In an absolute abundance of resources, power, and human development and culture and everything. Still, there's many issues, namely the resource conflicts, poverty, war, deprivation. Survival with the awesome technology that we do have today, survival should not take a lot of time. When you really think about it, all of the wealth that we enjoy today for a modern standard of living relies on rocks, soil, sunlight, plants, water. Those are all abundant, yet the productive mechanism of society is what makes it scarce, artificially so. What if we can survive and thrive up to a modern standard of living, and not only that, at 2 hours a day of work and from local resources? How would that be?
The most important part of open source ecology is this idea that with a small amount of resources and a small amount of money, anybody should be able to create a high standard of living for themselves, and do it in a way that doesn't require a whole lot of time, a whole lot of money. People can actually be empowered by the technology that we're creating here. So rather than a big corporation deciding what machines can do for us, we can decide how we want machines to work for us.
Instead of relying on other people to make things that we need, we can make everything that we need for ourselves. And we can do it better than Walmart can do it. We can do it better than slave labor in China can do it. We can make the productive capacity that we need to live the lives that we want in our own backyards, and we can do it in a sustainable way. We can make machines that we can use to create material abundance for ourselves, and then we can show other people how to do it.
We have 200 people get together, and if they want to put together a self-sustaining community, they don't have that many options as far as coming up with the equipment and the machines for doing that. That's where the open source ecology really comes in, is the costs of building these machines is about 10% of what you can buy it for commercially. You know, if you take a full-blown John Deere tractor, it's almost impossible for anybody to go out and try and build one of those themselves. I mean, that's just a very custom machine. But if you're able to go and take, you know, just off-the-shelf engines and go down to the hardware store and buy steel and build it yourself, like the lifetime, then that's much more realistic.
The benefits of a localized economy are that the power stays within the community, the economic wealth, instead of your money, the earnings going all the way down the river. What if we can internalize that, keep that wealth in by having all the productive mechanisms built in? You produce the same, the wealth stays in, you don't have to work so hard. And you can have time for your family and kids or whatever else is more important to you.
So it's a lot easier, production-wise, to just have one super compatible module. The Power Cube right now works with both the LifeTrack and the CD press and the other machines that we have with the ironworker and the cold saw. So that provides a much simpler product ecology because one power unit serves multiple machines. There's one thing about just being able to look at machines that have been developed on site here, and another thing to understand how the development process went through and what kind of documentation there is for these machines such that they can be replicated and improved on, right? Fortunately, we have that ability to have machine information in a digital format, and now we have telecom, the internet, to relay that information and have anyone just copy over the files and have access to it, the model, on their computer.
So open source ecology tries to capture the open source nature of development and the fact that we're connected to nature, to other people, to societal institutions. That all has to be considered if we're talking about a paradigm to make a better world. Open source was clearly the trend, the emerging trend that was so powerful. Demonstrated with open source software like Linux, the Linux platform. When a sufficient number of people come together on a project, that project simply becomes better than anything else. So we're transitioning that into the hardware space. So what would happen if people actually collaborated on making open source hardware?
We have lots of technology out there, but to organize the technology in such a way that it's accessible without barriers to people, that's a very significant move forward. Now it's there for the individuals to organize themselves and to really dig deeply, almost to what you would say a spiritual level in a way, to really change their attitudes and to take advantage of what is there and to move our civilization forward. I'm hopeful that humankind will arise to the occasion and seize the opportunity offered by this development.
Open source ecology is really about creating the next economy, the open source economy. And what's that mean? It's an economy that optimizes not only production, which the present economy is really good at. It's effective in production, but distribution is not so great. And how do you do that? And that is by opening
so-called giving away trade secrets for free, or developing open source products for just about anything that we use. So imagine a scenario where now, instead of corporations all competing, reinventing the wheel and so forth, a lot of competitive waste, what if everybody were to join together to make the best products, most robust products that are open source, that anyone has access to producing them, and therefore we can run an economy in a collaborative way as opposed to a competitive wasteful way.
So you can start to see a bit more of the picture.
I see a lot more of the picture with that. I can see exactly where it's steering.
And
I'd like to say exactly where it's steering. I think that's a great idea. I think, you know, it's a pretty powerful message that people keep things locally. You can, you know, wind the cost of things down significantly. To buy, you see, we're all time poor these days. I'd like to think. I think this is a way of, you know, getting more time back to ourselves, wherever you want to put it into, your family or your interests or whatever it is. I think it's a wonderful idea. I think it's a pretty powerful message, that one particularly. I also think the local community videos are going to be pretty powerful as well. I think those two messages really struck me, you know, the most.
yeah, and it's, you know, it's been a few years to get it all to converge to this point, but yeah. And then basically what will happen is these blog templates that, you know, at some point we'll be able to produce, we'll have all these links to bring it all together, and also be an intelligence hub. So you can see that that's why I was talking about the open source technology, because we'll be putting that in phase 1. And, you know, this video, even that we're recording right now, it might inspire somebody else to, you know, start working on this part of it all. So phase 2 is decision support. So each reporting of the 30-second news story will undergo intelligence processing and be processed to the correct department within that intelligence hub. All intelligence is processed locally. Phase 3 is peer-to-peer login. So this is eventually what will be probably the dominant social network in the future, that sort of like eventually supersedes corporation social networks like Facebook or, you know, Google, or, you know, it'll basically be the most trusted social network. So peer-to-peer login verification systems implemented so that you can carry your identity to other hubs and only have to log in once and get verified by peer network once to start commenting on stories. So phase 4, not sure yet. So say, for instance, this is an example. This is like information gets uploaded in 30-second videos. So domain name coding system. So there'll be standardization, because trust. So something will happen organically with the coding system as it happens. At the moment, I've suggested that it'll be domain name, country abbreviation, plus postcode or zip code, plus the neighborhood or suburb. So say, for instance, PIN US for United States, and then 90210 for the postcode. That would be for Los Angeles, the famous Beverly Hills. And then there's all the domain name extensions, the country extensions that says US would be .us. Information processing. Each 30-second true communication, 30-second video news story is the main feeder of the information gather process provided by all people. This information is then processed using the following process. So there's some information processes that at the right time will get put in there. This is just, by the way, this is just a draft. I can't remember what draft it was. Can't see it. It's quite a slow document. So then peer-to-peer open source login management and secondary backup hosting systems. So there's another project called Ethereum project, and they're working on, it was actually the second largest crowdsourced campaign ever. And they're working on the protocols that would allow this peer-to-peer login hosting management system. and they raised $18 million to make it all happen.
Oh.
So that's where this technology will plug in. So what it is, if you have a think about it, so there's been BitTorrent, which is, a hosting of files, and when you go and download a BitTorrent file, it downloads from thousands of different areas. And then that evolved into, Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. And Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies is basically just a large database, Excel database sort of thing. Picture that, but it's just hosted across thousands of computers or millions of computers now. So it's a decentralized database. So because of that decentralization, people have more faith in the system because it's not controlled by one area and can't be compromised. So using specific, and then there'll be actually using specific algorithm, global, national, states, city, town newsfeed will be formed, which will be decided upon algorithms that will take into account number of comments on each 30-second clip. So say, for instance, one of these comments gets really big. I can't show that image there because I'm not, yes, this is the first draft, this one. That image there because don't have permission to show it. All data from PinHubs is backed up on BitTorrent Sync. So that's another whole part of it basically. But that's all being developed by the Ethereum project, which I'll just show you what that is. A platform for decentralized applications. Ethereum is a community-driven project aiming, so they raised $18 million. It was the second largest crowdsourcing campaign to fund this project ever. And it all got raised through the cryptocurrency network. So Ethereum is a community-driven project aimed to decentralize the internet and return it to its democratic roots. It's a platform for building and running applications which do not need to rely on trust and cannot be controlled by any central authority. So easy to develop, easy to use, trustless, and advanced sort of technology. They've got meetups around the world now. But yeah, they're quite amazing. They've got plenty of funding and they can, get more money just on demand instantly whenever they want. So it's an unstoppable thing what they're doing. And basically it allows for us to hold things like the community exchange network, the community exchange system, eventually the blogs that come through, even the apps will be all decentralized, managed, so they can never be shut down. But it's not that, but it's also allows, because that's not the main issue. The main issue is that it's kind of not safe having such a system that a lot of people are dependent on, on one computer, because if that computer shut down somehow, they wouldn't be able to, it would obviously affect the entire community. So it's just a safer way, because there's a lot of hacking that goes on these days and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, I think when you say it's run like torrents, is it?
Yeah, it works. It's inspired by the whole torrent network.
Okay, interesting.
So yeah, you can follow them on Twitter. They've got some pretty cool stuff. So I think we'll leave it at that now, just so you can see a little bit more about it. Let the brain tick over about things. Things will start happening naturally, and I'll get this video into a shareable format so that people can, follow up on this as well and see more.
Yeah, I'd be most interested in reviewing it myself. I was nearly going to, only because due to the technical problems we had earlier, I was going to record the screen myself. But I didn't do that because I didn't want to load it up or risk interrupting this brainstorm. So yeah, I'd be most keen to see it when you've got it loaded up onto your site.
Yep. So I think we'll leave it at that, and let's have another call in like 2 weeks' time. And yeah, more homework is just to research a bit more of all that. Watch probably this call again on double speed, just to let more information sink in. Yeah, call me at any time as well, and then we'll do another call like this, I think, as well.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. that'd be great. Yeah, outside of that, I was just going to talk to you about those downloads as well. Maybe I can go searching for a different source to get the lessons that I was going to watch on Illustrator, etc.
I think what you can do is you can. I'll share my screen again. So you can download those BitTorrent clients. Here's another client you can use, BitTorrent. So you download for Mac. I'll just demonstrate it now.
Okay.
That's just downloading now, 1 minute left. And then those links I'll go over here. So for instance, I download that torrent by pressing. It's opening it up in views for me straight away. But I won't do reviews. I'll run BitTorrent and install it. Now if I open it. Okay, what's BitTorrent sync? Oh, I didn't want to. Oh, this is BitTorrent sync. This is not what we want. BitTorrent. Oh, okay. I downloaded download sync. So download BitTorrent. This is this one. Basically, there's all these different pieces of software. Okay, so I'll install this. BitTorrent sync is like Dropbox. It's really good as well. It's safer than Dropbox. World's most efficient way to move media. So this is all part of the open source community, this technology as well.
Okay. Yeah, I've learned quite a bit this morning.
Yeah, I've really overloaded you, I think, but it's all good.
No. I can handle quite a bit actually. I think I'll be remapping what we've mapped, or adding to it in some shape or form. Oh, Tom? Okay. Oh, hi, Tom. Just sort of seemed to have stopped, but it's all good. Let us know when you've got that video up online. Jesus.